Welcome to the Caddo Convos, the podcast that explores the vibrant community of businesses thriving in Caddo Office Reimagined. We're here to shine a light on the incredible entrepreneurs and professionals who make the most of our private offices, co-working spaces, and day office rentals in the Dallas-Fort Worth suburbs. Join us as we share their stories, celebrate their successes, and dive into the benefits of working in a space that's close to home but offers so much more than working from home. Let's get started with today's conversation. Joining me today on the Caddo Convos is Dr. Juli Wilhite of 180 Christian Counseling and Training. How are you doing today?
I'm excellent.
I'm so glad to have you here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
So tell me, what is 180 Christian Counseling and Training?
Well, for the last 19 years, it's been a private practice of counseling families and individuals and training other counselors. What's happening now is that I have become a communication specialist, actually, and now I focus primarily on teaching communication, and I do it in the family with an individual, but also in corporate. So I use a model called Nonviolent Communication, which is used in Microsoft and other big companies. And I've been working with smaller companies here in the Allen and Frisco area in introducing that into their business. So it's an empathy and needs-based communication process.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible.
It's both specific and broad.
Yes.
So talk to me, you mentioned, it's corporate and individual. Who would you say is 80% of the people you serve?
I would say up to now, it's been families. So I'm a very unique therapist in that I work with the whole family. And when I say the whole family, I have a family in Dallas. I've worked with 27 members of their family.
Wow.
So I do a very comprehensive assessment that it's called temperament. So it tells me what brain types are and how people think. And it's very useful in families in trying to get along and communicate. And then I couple that with a communication model. So it's really powerful.
How do you identify people that you can help most?
They identify me, actually, to be honest. I have a very, very large referral base. I'm one of those people who a lot of counselors struggle with getting, like, the husband, maybe. Okay, so the wife comes in, but we can't get the husband. Or the mom really wants therapy for her kids, but they don't want to come, that kind of thing. With temperament assessment, I have a really incredible in that most people are very curious about their temperament. And if one person gets theirs done, they want to know theirs. So that's a very big in for me into the family dynamic and things like that. That has been incredible. It's been a practice builder, literally, for me. The fact that I focus on communication, and I have a belief about communication, and that is that people don't communicate well, not because they're stupid or anything, but because they just haven't learned. They don't know how. It's like I hate to do this like gender specific, but I have a lot of husbands that come in my office and they're like, I just don't know what to do. Their answer, they're not like, I don't want to do it or I won't do it. They usually say, I don't know what to do. Yeah. And I'm like, if I told you what to do, would you do it? And they're like, yeah. And it's been incredible. I actually, for years, I've been in practice a long time, but years, I got the failed mediation from Dallas County. So these are people who went into mediation, failed mediation. Yeah. And now the courts are like sitting there going, what are we going to do? And I used to get those referrals. I have a 95% success rate. Those people are still together.
Wow.
Yep. Through a communication platform.
Yeah.
Because most people, when people look at the D word, divorce, it's money, sex, and communication. But if you fix communication, if you learn communication, money and sex usually get fixed.
Get in line.
Yeah. Get in line. So it's a really powerful thing.
What's your favorite part of what you do?
I have two favorite things. One is communication. One is working with communication and seeing people light up and realizing, oh my gosh, I can actually say what I really think and what I really mean and have it be received. That's a huge thing for me to see that happen. I would say that the other is I do train other counselors now. So I have a school. I'm actually a professor at 2 schools, and I actually take people who want to get their bachelor's, master's, and PhDs in counseling. And I run a counseling school.
How about that?
And rep a couple of universities. So that's a passion of mine because I'm at a place in my life right now where I kind of want to pass the torch a little bit and start equipping others with really great tools.
Yeah.
One of the things that has been really powerful in my practice is I'm very consistent. Like I do the same thing with every client that comes through. And people are out like, how can you do that? And I'm like, well, when people come to me, they want to know what we're going to do, right? They don't want to go into the black hole of counseling, I call it. They want to know what we're going to do. And I lay it out. I have a plan and I lay it out.
So for the temperament, what, would you compare that for people that aren't familiar with that program, but maybe are familiar with other typing?
So things like Enneagram and things like that, like you want to just throw that out, like or Myers-Briggs
it's your
or
own.
whatever.
Yeah.
Though no, it's not my own.
Okay.
I mean, this is
one.
something developed by it's called Sarasota Academy of Christian Counseling. There are a couple, Dr. Arno, who started doing research into temperament about 30 years ago and discovered like it was a very untapped area. Now, the difference between temperament and personality. So Enneagram, Myers-Briggs, all those, like, awesome.
Yeah.
But their personality, really. Temperament, we cut in very quickly. So I say it like this. Personality is like a vertical view of you, and temperament is more lateral. So we look at temperament in the area of mind, will, and emotions. And you can be a different temperament in each area. So the way that you deal with surface relationships or the way you think about things could be different than the way you actually make decisions. And it could be different than the way you actually love your close personal relationships. And so I've had many people come into my office and say, my husband is having an affair or my wife is having an affair. And I'm like, why do you think that? And they're like, well, look at them at work. They're all social and, but when they come home, they're quiet and closed off. And I'm like, okay, but that doesn't mean that they're doing something. And when we look at their temperament, we see that they have a very social, brain type, but their love, the part where they love is not. And so it can send a different message. So, I mean, as you can probably imagine, many marriages have been saved just through that.
Right.
Just through understanding, oh, wow, they think differently. Yeah. They're processing information differently.
It's almost as if we're complicated.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
All people.
Perhaps we are.
I'd say, looking back at your journey, how did there's a spark in you that brought you down your career path. Where would you say that started?
This is actually my third career.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And so you transitioned to this from
national sales. I was a national sales manager for the very first PC-based voicemail company in the United States.
How about that?
I was selling voicemail when people would say, no machine's going to answer my phone.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
I was pretty successful. We saw what happened.
Yeah. Well,
and but what happened, as a sales manager, you can imagine you really are a counselor in a lot of ways. And people would come to me and, I just realized that I had this capacity and this love for helping people, get through things. And so I decided to go to school and pursue it.
That's wonderful.
So I did.
And you've been at this now for
19 years.
19 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you said that earlier. That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
19 years.
And you clearly love it. Y'all aren't seeing this, but the smile on your face, I mean, you clearly are passionate about what you do and enjoy it.
Helping people is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Really, to see success is amazing. It is. And I have a long track record now. So I still have clients from 19 years ago that pop in and, will come in and say, hey, we need a little session or whatever, communication session or whatever. I'm getting ready to launch a new concept, actually. And it's kind of crazy, really. We have an issue today with treatment facilities for adolescents, and they're actually not very safe. In a lot of ways.
Right.
And so...
Red flags for abuse type situations.
So most adolescent treatment facilities take in kids from 13 to 17. But if you have 13-year-olds with 17-year-olds, you have a really interesting... It's not a good mix.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening there.
Right.
And so right now I'm talking to a lot of attorneys and counselors to talk about in-home treatment. And I'm actually doing my first, my first trial, I would say, right now, where we had to pull an adolescent out of a treatment facility because of what was going on. And she's at home. And so I'm actually supervising the whole treatment, doing everything and more that treatment would do, but with her family in her home. And so I don't know. I think it's a business, but we'll see.
Well, and I challenge you to come back and we'll, some a period of time that we'll determine, because I know everybody listening is like, so what happened?
What happened?
So come back in 6 months and let's do a recap on that.
But if you're counselors out there listening and you're interested in that, I'm interested in talking to you because it's a very needed thing today, I think.
Yeah, excellent. So speaking of needed, everybody needs a place to call home. And I'm from a business perspective, and we're recording this episode today in the Allen Caddo Office Reimagine location. Why did you choose Caddo Office Reimagine for your home base for your business?
Well, first of all, I started out living in the middle of nowhere, but the middle of nowhere is coming to me because I live in Princeton, Texas, and it's now considered the fastest growing city in the country.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. But I had always practiced in North Dallas in a private office, and we moved up here, and Caddo is just such a great option to have an office or to not have an office and still have office space. So I love it. And just the interaction and people. Yep. You know, I started out with a private office actually here, and I actually don't have one now. I actually use the conference space to meet with clients. And I love it because we have such great resources. I'm a whiteboard freak, huge whiteboards. Yep. And I love the fact that I have an electronic I can cast, my computer and have electronics straight to the monitor on the wall. It's so great. And just the flexibility of that. And the management here is really amazing.
Yeah, they get a lot of compliments
They're
from all of
so
us.
great.
That's great.
Shout out to Jazz.
Yeah. She gets a lot of accolades. The best way to reach you. I mean, I imagine you have several different ways that people who are interested and want to follow up. What
I have a great website, and my website's easy. It's actually 180cct.com, 180cct.com, or you can go to thedrjulie.com. Both of them direct to my website. And I'm on social media, Dr. Julie. You can find me on all of them, all the platforms. But yeah, probably my website is the best way to reach me, and you can contact me through that.
Excellent. And for people that want to contact you, that all of that information will be on the show notes. So just scroll down into this description wherever you're consuming this, and everything Dr. Julie's given me will be there. Parting thoughts for people who want to know more and are in a space where they can use your help.
I would just say for a couple things. One is if you really want to learn about needs and empathy-based communication, I'm your girl. I'm the stop. And if you are interested in becoming a licensed counselor or a Christian counselor, I'm also your stop. I love doing that. But communication is my joy and my thrill of life. And it's super exciting just to see, even my friends, I'll teach a little bit too, and then they'll come back to me and go, this is magic. Yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, that communication thing you taught me, that was like magic. And I'm like, yeah, empathy is a little bit of magic. It is. Empathy is a lost art in our society, and so empathy takes us a long way. And so that's what I love about it. So I would say I'm a communication coach, and, that's really my joy.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Juli, thank you for coming and being on the Caddo Convos today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us today on the Caddo Convos podcast. A huge shout out to our incredible network of members for making our community vibrant and supportive. If you're looking to boost your productivity and reduce the isolation of working from home, consider joining us at Caddo Office Reimagine. Our spaces are designed to meet your evolving needs, support remote work, and foster a sense of community that's hard to find at home. Whether you're a startup aiming for growth, a freelancer seeking a professional setting, or a company looking to optimize resources, Caddo offers a perfect blend of flexibility and innovation. By joining us, you'll be a part of a dynamic business ecosystem that helps you thrive. For more information, visit caddooffices.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Caddo Convos.